Hello and welcome to Glorious Miniatures. My name's Jolyon, and in today's video we have another Sunday preview for you. It is the 4th of August 2024. While you're making sure that you've liked, subscribed, and indeed hit that bell for notifications, let me get into it. Clearance has been granted. The requisite documentation has been redacted, and there are mounds of vellum festooned in stamps and wax seals on our desks. Imperial Agents are preparing to take over in next week's pre-orders. There's also a stack of new Black Library books to look forward to this week, so stick around for this week's Sunday preview. Video's private. Scroll down. So, Codex Imperial Agents. As open war rages across the galaxy, the Imperium must guard its realms from the heretics and mutants that seek to corrupt and subvert from within. Imperial Agents seek to hold them at bay. A loose coalition of inquisitors from the Holy Orders, swashbuckling rogue traders and zealous priests, they command clandestine forces in an attempt to defend the Imperium against the most insidious threats. Codex Imperial Agents contains background on the many distinct bodies that form their military forces, and provides rules using them as a full army in Warhammer 40,000 or as allies for other Imperial armies. That is some pretty... I like... Out of these two, This limited edition one, I'm assuming it's limited, is really sweet. Not quite, I mean, that's still a nice, lovely illustration, but this one definitely really has a little bit of something. There are 4 detachments, the Ordos Xenos, Hereticus, and Malleus, and an Imperialis fleet commanded by an all-powerful rogue trader. 27 datasheets cover Inquisitors, Imperial Breaches, Adeptus Astartes, Assassins, Deathwatch units, and other Imperial servants. Rules are included for the Inquisitor's Hand, Combat Patrol, and the Crusade section in which you undertake clandestine shadow operations. If you are of sufficient clearance level and wish to lord it over your friends, you may choose the Collector's Edition, which features all the same content bound in a cover with special art, gold foil blocking, hello there, gilt page edges, and a black ribbon bookmark. So, I am slightly tempted by this. We shall see what else is coming along though. I see Combat Patrol Imperial Agents front and center. Execute the will of the Imperium with a brand new Combat Patrol comprising of eclectic selection of units which operate as the Inquisitor's Hand. Minister and Priest with Vindicator is accompanied by 6 Inquisitorial Agents and a 20-strong Vigilance Squad with a pair of loyal Cyber Mastiffs and 2 Nuncio Aquilas for the muscle. Terrifying Aversa Assassin pumped full of unstable stims lurks in the shadows to eviscerate tough foes. You can accessorize your vigilance with 2 Adeptus Arbites transfer sheets, which each contain 297 decals. Yeah, I will not be getting this, mostly because I already own at least 10 of these Arbites back here, and I own this flamey chap here, and probably a couple of the other miniatures that I'm not actually aware of that I've purchased. So that is Combat Patrol Imperial Agents. Is anyone interested by this? That is the question I'm going to put out to you. I know this is, well, I don't know. I mean, this seems like Imperial Agents is a sort of catch-all for a lot of random units within the sort of Imperium. I kind of dig it for that regard, that aspect of it alone. We've got Imperial Agents Battle Force Ordo Malleus right here. The Ordo Malleus are the guardians against the demons of chaos. Powerful Inquisitors accompanied by a cohort of assassins, agents, and the Secretive Grey Knights chapter. This box art contains the new Inquisitor Cotes miniature, and the first place you can get him. He is joined by a Munistorum Priest with Vindictor, a sinister Collectus Assassin, 5 Indomitable Grey Knight Terminators, 12 Inquisitorial Agents with accompanying Tome Skulls, and a Chimera to transport Cotes and his retinue. Some Grey Knights in here, a great big bird that comes with Cotes himself, and a bunch of other bits and pieces. This one I am tempted by. I, in fact, purchased the original Cotes, or in fact part of him from the Mail Order Trolls, the Hammer, because I did a sort of custom Inquisitorial Terminator Lord kind of thing. Maybe I'll be able to find a picture and put it in the video right now. And I do have some of these Terminators, so this could be an interesting sort of addition to it. Obviously, price as a major issue, so we'll see what that is when it comes out. And let's scroll down to the next one. The Imperial Agents Battle Force Ordo Hereticus. Threat of mortal chaos cultists is the domain of the Ordo Hereticus, whose devout warriors pursue their task with fiery determination. Under the command of Inquisitor Greyfax, this battle force contains a Munitorum priest, 6 Inquisitorial agents with Tome Skull, 10 Adeptus Arbites with a loyal Cybermastiff and Nuncio Aquila, alongside 10 Battle Sisters and a Cherub from the Adeptus Sororitas, who are supported by an Immolator tank for when even a Heavy Flamer isn't enough purgation. Now, I know I said the Combat Patrol didn't interest me too much because it had a bunch of these in already. This has 10 in. I already have another 10, so maybe this one is slightly more bearable to me. I do have some Sisters of Battle already. I got some original metal ones around. I have an original Immolator. I'm not sure if I have all the parts to it, but we can make do. I also have some Sisters of Battle from the Imperium magazine, which I believe was basically the contents of the first Sisters of Battle Adeptus Sororitas army box set that was released. So this could make a good addition to it. I am tempted. I already own this chap right here somewhere. Temptation is here for this one. But let's scroll down to the next one, the Imperial Agents Battle Force Ordo Xenos. The insidious plots of the alien are covered by the Ordo Xenos, who may dispatch a strike force when the Space Marines or Astra Militarum are too slow, perhaps procuring valuable technology in the process. The Ordo Xenos Battle Force is led by Lord Inquisitor Kyra Draxus, a radical who uses Xenos weapons. She battles alongside a Navigator, 6 Inquisitorial agents and a Tome Skull, and a Rogue Trader and her entourage, 5 Voidsmen at Arms and their loyal hound, and a squad of 5 Deathwatch veterans riding a mighty Corvus Blackstar attack aircraft. Now, I don't really have any Deathwatch at all. The only one I do have is Captain Artemis in the Inquisitor scale, so that's 54 mil. I do have a bunch of these. These were from the Rogue Trader box set, I seem to remember. So I have the majority of this box set except the Deathwatch side. I assume, what's the state? I assume the Deathwatch army as it is, or as it was, is no longer a thing and it's now sort of been merged into this, unless I'm completely mistaken. I do like this miniature though. This is a pretty sweet miniature with lots of guns. I like those, and missiles, and even more guns. Definitely a good thing. Scroll down. Deathwatch Captain Artemis. Speak of the devil. Recruited to Deathwatch from the Mortifactors chapter, Captain Artemis is a renowned combat expert who wields a deadly power blade and an artificer combi weapon known as the Hellfire Extremis. This plastic miniature is returning to the range alongside Codex Imperial Agents. Now, even if I don't get anything else, I am going to get this miniature. I would like to paint this, and I would certainly like to paint the 54mm Inquisitor scale version of him as well. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get this. That is now a given. I'm purchasing one thing definitely this weekend. We got the Navis Nobilite Navigator. The Navigators of the Navis Nobilite are rare human mutants from a small handful of ancient noble houses bred for one purpose. Born with a third eye, they guide ships through the inchoate maelstrom of the warp, thereby enabling humanity to maintain its galactic empire. They are rarely seen on the battlefield, but they do sometimes accompany Inquisitors and Rogue Traders so as to harness their powerful and unusual psychic abilities. This plastic miniature originally appeared in Warhammer Quest Blackstone Fortress and will be available separately for the first time from next week. Aha, so they're finally, looks like they are bringing these bad boys out to sell separately. Here's another one, I believe, the Ministorum Priest. Dekelsaki is a powerful entity within the Imperium, and Ministorum Priests generally accompany Imperial forces into battle, bellowing incendiary dogma to inspire their allies to greater heights of zealous bravery. This plastic miniature is available separately from Warhammer Quest Blackstone Fortress for the first time. Okay then. Although I'm now looking at his face, I don't quite understand, like looking at it from this angle, I'm not entirely sure what's happened. It looks very sort of weird. Maybe it's just the paint job in this particular angle. Regardless of that, we got the Imperial Agents repacks right here. There is also a set of Imperial Agent repacks on the way to help you build up an adept fighting force in whichever style you choose. Legendary Inquisitors such as Kyria Draxus and Catarina Greyfax are frequently in the thickest fighting and are soon to be available separately. They have the power to requisition support from Officio Assassinorum when they need a hard target taken down with surgical precision. With the choice of Aversa Collectus, Calidus, and Vindicare Assassins, no one is safe. Well, that's good. I own this one, Kyria, and I have painted an Aversa. I've never painted any other assassins, though, or indeed Greyfax. Every good Inquisitor needs a gang of flunkies, and the eclectic mix of individuals in the Inquisitorial Agents box are the perfect attaches. Rogue traders may also call upon eclectic agents, including the Elucidian Starstriders and an entourage of hand-picked specialists and Voidsman at Arms on bodyguard duty. Okay, so that's all interesting stuff, especially if you missed or didn't want to spend all that money on Blackstone Fortress and the Rogue Trader kind of stuff. Getting these things separately is always a good thing. We've got datasheet cards for the Imperial Agents. Whether you're running a full army of Imperial Agents or using them to supplement an existing force, this pack of datasheet cards covers every unit in games of Warhammer 40,000 and Combat Patrol. It includes a card covering army rules, but you also need the card codex for your detachments. Oh, what a coincidence. Very important stuff to play. Followed by Warhammer 40,000 boarding actions. Boarding actions are back in the current edition of Warhammer 40,000 with a 296-page softback book acting as their complete companion. Contains all the rules you need to take your fights into the claustrophobic confines of void ships. There are tactical maneuvers, stratagems, and enhancements for almost every faction in the game except Imperial and Chaos Knights, unsurprisingly. Explanations on how to muster a boarding patrol, 55 new boarding actions detachments, and loads of missions, symmetric, asymmetric, narrative, and multiplayer. Good stuff. In my brain, whenever I just see boarding actions, all I think of is Space Hulk. I'm sure there's a bit more to it than that. However, we've got some books here. We got Celestian Sacrosanct Aveline and Demon Breaker. The Imperium burns in the face of Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade, and as a despoiler's attentions turn to Cadia, Celestian Sacrosanct Aveline prepares to perform one final duty. She must secure the shrine world of Orison 8 and hunt down the Chaos Sorcerer who hopes to corrupt it. But an ancient evil that knows Aveline's name threatens to compromise her mission at a risk to Holy Terror itself if she cannot defeat it. Jude Reed's new book, Demon Breaker, will be available to pre-order in hardback, ebook, and audioback editions, even accompanied by a stunning new miniature for Celestian Sacrosanct Aveline. Okay then. We're going to get to see that? Yes, we are. Oh, okay. I remember this one. I remember that, like, basically the fleur-de-lis sort of shaped fire on it. Wielding the holy flame-wreathed blade of Saint Arabella, Aveline is ready to strike down the enemies of the Imperium and will have Legends rules so you can field her in casual games of Warhammer 40,000. Well, casual is one of my middle names. When I get around to painting some Sisters of Battle, they will need someone to lead them. Maybe this is the one that I need. We've got Demon Breaker Special Edition here. Ooh. But the truly devout Demon Breaker is receiving a luxurious Special Edition, which features a faux leather cover with an intricate design including silver foil back blocking, coloured page edges, and a silver ribbon bookmark. Inside you'll also find full colour artwork and authorial afterword. All copies are signed and numbered. Okay, so if you want it, you know what to do. Here's Demon Hammer. Torquemada, Cotes, the High Protector of the Formosa Sector, returns in a new novel by Darius Hinks. Inquisitor Cotes must choose between two fates, ceding his throne to those who covet it or cling to power by foregoing his own mortality. But forces conspire in the darkness to complicate this matter even further. Pre-order Demon Hammer in hardback, ebook, or audioback editions next week. So here's Ravener, Anniversary Edition, excuse me. I almost purchased one of these recently. Not one of these, obviously, but a Ravener book quite recently. Maybe I'm glad that I didn't now, because I could potentially get this one. Dan Abnett's classic Ravener returns to print in Luxury Anniversary Edition with silver foil blocking and a new introduction from the author. Gideon Ravener is a powerful psyker and student of the infamous Eisenhorn. Working alongside a crew of lethal operatives and using his potent psychic abilities, he explores a drug smuggling ring that turns out to be involved in a far deeper conspiracy than previously imagined. Okay, so as it says here, Infamous Eisenhorn. I honestly never heard of this character until I read the Eisenhorn Omnibus. And I started looking around because I would like to read more about it. And I think this is potentially a good opportunity for me to purchase it. Assuming I can get my sweet, sweet hands on it. Got the Oaths of Damnation. The Exorcist chapter have a secret. In order to truly grapple with chaos, they invite demons to possess them. Naughty, naughty. Before driving them out and using the resulting increased resilience to their advantage. When such a banishment fails, you get the Broken Ones. Living prisons for the terrors expelled from their brethren. When one of these tormented souls is freed, again Zaidu with his elite hexbreakers must hunt them down before the Imperium at large learns their unorthodox methods. But the relationship between hunter and prey is set to complicate matters. Pre-order Robbie McNiven's Oaths of Damnation in hardback, ebook, and audioback editions next week. Sounds interesting. Saints and Martyrs. Collect 4 tales about the holiest Adeptus Sororitas warriors, a new omnibus featuring 3 novels. Celestine, The Living Saint by Andy Clark, Ephrael Stern, The Heretic Saint by David Annandale, and The Triumph of St. Catherine by Daniel Ware. Also contains a short story Celestine Revelation by Andy Clark, and available to pre-order in paperback and ebook editions. French and German releases right here. French and German readers will be able to enjoy The Trials of Celestian, Sacristan Aveline in hardback and ebook editions of Demon Breaker. Coming to both languages, the all-powerful Thousand Sun sorcerer Araman also returns and pits himself against the Necrons in John French's Araman Undying, which will arrive for pre-order in paperback and ebook editions next week. So if you want those, you know next week is the time to get those buttons pressed to purchase Warhammer Plus stuff, which we don't really go over on this channel. So that is Sunday preview, folks. Has anything been of interest to you? Honestly, this artwork is tempting. I don't know if it's going to be tempting enough to actually attempt to purchase it. Apart from this book, the Imperial Agents, I do have the old Demon Hunters book from way back in the day. So I do have a bit of temptation to get some of these things. Whether or not I will, I might eye up one of those army box sets. But honestly, I think for the moment, I probably might just get the Captain Artemis and leave it at that. But I don't know. That's just me. I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below. As for myself, my printers should be running calibration prints this coming week. And I'm hoping that the web store at gloriousminiatures.com will be going properly live sometime this week. I suspect at the end of the week. But really, you know, I'm juggling so many things. I would really like to say at the end of this week, but it's not a 100% guarantee. As the studio, builders are coming in on the 12th, so that is just a few days away. Well, 8 days away, really. So hopefully that window will be in, and then I can get to tidying up that studio, getting it ready, getting all the scenes ready, and then we can start streaming and recording again, finally. So make sure that you liked and subscribed and all that sort of YouTube stuff. I would love to see you in future videos. We are going to get back to painting really soon. And I can't wait. Thank you so much for waiting with me, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and goodbye.